Welcome back, Powerful Mind. How are you guys doing today? We missed you so much since last time, baby. We are back and we are better than ever. And today we're here with a really, really special guest. We're here with someone from my own hometown. We went to high school together. We're here with Teri. And this is an amazing episode here for you guys. Super easy listen from start to finish. Hear all the amazing things that this girl is up to, and she's going to continue to strive for the best. And we're going to play the intro music now. Hey, yeah. It's a little smooth little beat. Powerful Mind. Yeah. Hey. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. That was fun. One of the first things I actually do want to talk about is how you even got this opportunity. Yeah. Like, how did this even come up? Like, because this is super dope. Like, we're in the 93.3 FLZ iHeartRadio studio with our very own Teri Gerrish.
Hi.
And it's actually just before we even hop into all of that, we went to high school together.
Yep, North Fort.
So, yeah, we went to high school together. So Teri we never had like a close like personal friendship, but we had a lot of good mutual friends. We did have like passing conversations because she was huge into dance, still is. We're gonna jump into all of that as well. And I was huge into like music and band, so like sometimes our paths would always cross when the school would like work on different things together. And so I kind of just always kept up since then. And then, you know, I noticed all the dope, amazing things that you're doing. And I was this is a perfect opportunity to have you kind of spread a light on it and kind of like tell the people like, you know, this is where I was and this is how I got to where I am right now. And we're going to keep going, right?
For sure.
Yeah. So how did you come across the opportunity to work here?
So when I was in college, I went to USF and I was on the dance team for 4 years. And honestly, connections are everything. So I got super fortunate. I got to go on Good Morning America, and basically, you know, I'm the dancer there just shaking my palms. And Joe from the Joe Show actually was one of the judges. And so, and the crazy part is like everyone keeps posting about this like butterfly effect thing, and it's so true for me on this day because I grew up listening to 93.3 FLZ, and my mom's such a Joe Show fan. Like, grew up such a Joe Show fan, listening to it in the car and stuff. And I wasn't going to say hi. And my coach was like, Teri, like, and I kept going, I'm, you know, one of those things, I'm like, I'm going to, no, I'm not. I'm going to go say hi. No, never mind, it's fine, I'll live. And then eventually she was like, Teri, your last shot, like, he's leaving, like, go say hi. So I went up to him, I said hi, of course, he's the nicest human ever. Took a picture with him for my mom. I was like, Mom, look at, like, be jealous. And then he actually shouted my mom out on the radio, which was super cool the next day.
Cool.
And then followed each other, didn't stay in contact, like, really, like, that was it. And then I graduated college, and as anyone who graduates college, you're freaking out, trying to figure out what the heck you're going to do with your life. And I saw a positioning actually in Punta Gorda for iHeartMedia to be oh my gosh, I can't even think what the word is.
Like production assistant?
A promotions assistant, that's the word.
Okay.
A promotions assistant. And I was like, well, I do want to get into marketing. I did have a marketing internship in college too. Nice. So I was like, this is what I wanted to do actually after I graduated. And I applied and I heard nothing. Like absolutely nothing. And then of course my mom, once again, you know, she's the queen. She's like, Teri, just reach out to Joe. Just reach out to him. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen?
Oh, no way.
So I DM'd him and I was just like, hey, I know that, you know, we met in passing. I actually applied for this position in Punta Gorda. Like, do you have any advice for me just to get in contact with the right people? And he was actually like, hey, I would love to help you. You should come in and shadow us. I was moving out of my college apartment last week there, came here on a Monday, shadowed them, walked out with a job offer.
Nice.
Yes, came back on Tuesday, interviewed for the job. Came back on Friday, saw them do a live broadcast, and then the rest is kind of history.
That's so cool. How long ago was that for you?
That was the last week of July in 2023.
Oh my gosh.
In 2023. 2 years. I'm up super close to my 2 years here. So
Wow, that's awesome.
Yes.
That's so cool. And then so when you were able to, in your 2 years here, kind of like give them a rundown of like some of the things that you do, you know, on your tasks for the job here.
So I'm on the Joe Show. My exact name is a little weird. I'm like the producer of social media.
A little bit of this, just a little bit of that.
Yeah. So in the mornings, I am in charge of phones, so I answer the phones, and then from there I do all things social, posting TikToks, trying to get those things up and running. I do behind the scenes. I'm slowly taking on more of like a behind the scenes with scheduling and stuff, especially as I come up on my 2 years, my responsibilities are getting a little bigger.
Awesome.
And then when we do trips and like events and stuff, I'm out there filming everything, editing everything, posting everything, making collages, pictures, taking pictures, you know, just all things social. And then also on the show, obviously I do talk on the show. I'm on the morning show. And then behind the scenes, I also have my own show on Sundays. And then I track a Saturday show. So yeah,
that's so cool.
All things.
And then so what do you feel like has been like one of the biggest things you had to like overcome kind of stepping into a role like this? Like it's a lot to learn. Like we were kind of talking off camera that it's a lot to learn, especially when it comes to editing, the social media, and the equipment, and learning how to use it. Yeah, so
fortunately, I did have a big TikTok presence already, and I was such a TikToker. It's so bad. I literally, my name in college, sorry, I almost just... My name in college was TikTok Teri on the dance team because everyone knew me as being the stupid, crazy TikToker who always was making TikToks. But
that's awesome.
It's awesome, and it prepared me, as crazy as it sounds, it prepared me for this job because I was able to step in. And I already knew how to edit videos, edit pictures, make TikToks, make cool edits and videos. It helped me so much. So if you're a TikToker, hey, it might help you get a job. Just saying.
Yeah, especially nowadays, like stepping into, like you said, it really does like prepare you for those basic things that like a job like this is not going to want to teach someone those basic things.
They want someone to come in knowing it or just have a basic knowledge and then growing from there.
Exactly.
So that was easy coming into this job.
Right.
What wasn't easy is everything else. I obviously didn't go to school for radio. Joe, Jed, and Ashley on the show, they all went to school for radio. They have been like immersed in radio their whole lives. I mean, Joe's dad is one of the most amazing radio hosts in the whole country. His name's Mojo, and he is just simply amazing. And so Joe grew up in radio. Same with Ashley, same with Jed, because Jed and Joe have been friends since high school. So, they grew up around it. And then I'm here, at 22 years old, and I'm just like, hey, like, I'm jumping in. I honestly think I was 21 too. I was like, hey, I'm just here. And so I had to learn a lot, and I'm still learning. As you saw earlier, I'm on the phone with Joe, and I'm like, hey, can you help me fix the board? I don't know what's wrong with it. And that's basically any time I have to track, I'm calling Joe, and I'm like, help me. But so just learning the board. I mean, in radio, you walk in and there's just this huge board, and it just so much.
So impressive.
And then, just learning how to talk on a mic and sound confident. That's definitely something this has helped with, because I don't like talking in front of people. I'm so scared right now.
Stop. No. First of all, you're doing great.
Oh, thanks.
Second of all, in those little details are things that like people don't realize are actual things you need. It's a skill. Like people do not realize. Sometimes they think that like doing stuff like this, they're like, that's easy. No,
it's not. It's not. I'll be the first to tell you it's not.
It's not. There's so many different skills, and especially with what you do with like here, so many different skills that you have to put into place and actually utilize and use every day, And so that's awesome. It's been so cool to watch, like, just through social media, through Instagram mainly, just seeing like the different things that you're doing. And one of the things that I do admire about you is that you have always stayed true to like what you love to do. And so like even though you're doing all these awesome things, you went through college and you did all that, you're still dancing. You know what I'm saying? And that to me is so cool, because so many people have that passion and they just like graduate and like that's it, and
you don't have to give it up.
And it sucks to see. And you are she is an incredibly talented dancer. Like absolutely like jaw dropping, like it's crazy. And like to be able to like see you, like I said, just keep up that passion, keep doing it. That's awesome. That's a beautiful thing. So tell them like a little bit about your dance career right now, like where you're at right now.
So it's a lot harder to dance when you're an adult because you're working so much. I did just get back from a trip. I was in New York and I auditioned for the Rockettes, and that is amazing. And one of my biggest dreams, I just want to be a Rockette. So as plain and simple, I'm like, I just want to be a Rockette. So training for that and then taking classes in New York City. as far as my dancing goes, I don't get to dance that much because I work so much.
Right.
I'm so immersed in the dance world though, because I teach dance, I run a business all about dance. And then I take classes when I can and where I can, but not as much as I'd like to. But then I'm also on a dance team, so that helps.
Yes, I was gonna say.
So I'm on the Tampa Bay Tornadoes. It's the new IFA dance team here.
Okay.
And so I do get to take class and dance for that, just not as much as, I used to. I mean, I was a dance major and on the dance team in college.
Right, yeah.
So literally all day long I danced, and now it's like, you know,
every
sometimes
now
you
and
get to,
then.
and it kind of sucks, but I'm never going to give it up.
All in good timing though. And especially, so what does it look like for the Tornadoes? Like what does that look like? Like, what exactly are you doing? Are you doing competitions or games?
Games. Okay. So the games start, I think our first home game is June 7th. And so we'll be on the sidelines dancing at all the games that are home. So just like a basic, normal dance team. Like, you could say just like, if you were to watch the NFL dance team.
Right, exactly.
The girls are on the sidelines cheering on the team, getting the fans hyped. So it's basically like that. We practice right now once a week on Tuesday nights for 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
that's
it's
perfect.
Low commitment, which is great for someone with a schedule like
with
me.
The crazy schedule.
Yeah, when you're doing everything you can. Definitely.
Absolutely. And then tell them a little bit about your businesses, like especially when it comes to like teaching. Like kind of explain that, because it's really impressive.
Thank you. So I actually started my own business when I was 22. So I teach on MacDill Air Force Base. I run my own whole dance program out there, which is so amazing and just honestly so rewarding to work with kids of the military. And like even this past week, I had one of my little girls move like just up in the middle of the school year. She had to move to different base. It's so sad, but I just love teaching the kids on the base. So I run my own whole program out there. I'm the business owner, director, I'm the teacher, I do everything, and it's just so nice. And then I also work in another dance studio where I teach dance, but I'm also the front desk person. So
nice. Okay, cool. Where's that dance studio?
That's it's called Dance Box. It's like right off MacDill, kind of by the water.
Okay, got you.
Right here in Tampa still.
Cool. And then what age group do you teach?
So on the base, my program, I have from 3-year-olds to basically 7th graders. Then they typically tap out. But then at Dance Box, I teach, from 4-year-olds to adults. I'll sub all the adult classes. So I'll be teaching, sometimes I have a 60-year-old in class that just has such a passion, wants to get into it.
That's so cool.
Or they're like, I've never tapped before and I just want to do this. It's so rewarding too with that. Like, it's just, I love teaching adults, maybe a little more than I do teaching kids, because it's just so nice too. Like, adults are there for
level.
And they're just there because they want to be there too. Sometimes kids are a little like,
my mom's making me do this.
My mom's making me do this. Or my mom's not letting me quit, but adults, they're like, if I'm doing this because I want to do this. So it is so cool, like getting to teach kids and adults. It's it's nice.
That's so cool. That's dope. And then kind of like circling back to like what you said about the whole like butterfly effect and how important it is, like networking and who you know. That is like a huge topic and theme that we talk about all the time on Powerful Mind, because that is so true on so many different levels. So like I kind of want you to explain like how important the connections and networking really is to get opportunities. I mean,
connections are so important. I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't have the job I have or be in this place without my connections. I seriously believe, 1, be a good person, but 2, never burn a bridge, and 3, make sure you just greet everyone with kindness. Go up to people, say hi to people. If I had not gone up to Joe that day and said hi to him, I would not be here today.
So
and I almost didn't. It was a split decision the last second, and I finally did it, and I'm so grateful that I did. But I think all the time, anytime someone asks me to tell me their like my story, I'm like, well, this almost didn't happen. And it was because of me. I was in my own way. That's the crazy part. Like, no one was like, no, don't say hi to him. It was me. And I almost got in my own way, and I wouldn't be here today. Which is crazy.
So almost got in my own way.
So be nice to everyone, and don't be afraid to say hi. You never know who is going to help you get somewhere in life. You never know. I never thought me going up and taking a picture with him would lead me to being here, and I'm so grateful.
That's awesome. And it's like true for like myself too. Like for example, like me and Ish met because he inquired about, you know, being on the podcast.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
so cool.
Yeah, and so like just having Powerful Mind and creating Powerful Mind and the podcast, like I've been able to get so many connections because of it too. You know what I'm saying? And just playing it all into each other and interviewing all different kinds of people and sharing their stories and just more opportunities. We do events now too, so we're like hosting different events. We just did Tyler Yahweh literally last month. It was so cool. So like, and what other opportunities have you been able to get like from just being a part of the Joe Show? Because you guys do a lot of cool stuff.
We do so much cool stuff. Our big thing is if we get to do it, we want our listeners to be able to do it.
Which is very good.
If it doesn't ever, you know, do something for the listeners to get a benefit, then we don't want to do it. So
that's awesome.
Anytime that we get Disney tickets, we get to go to the park, we film all the social, but it's so that we can get all those tickets and we can send people who don't. You know, a lot of people in Florida actually don't get to go to Disney. They've
so
never
true.
been.
It is so true. I've been to Disney like one time because of school.
Exactly.
Other than that, I've never been.
People think that, oh, you're in Florida, you must go all the time. That's not true. It's so expensive, it's not true. And so our big belief as a whole show is if we get to do it, our listeners have to be able to do it.
That's beautiful.
So we got to go on the inaugural Disney Treasure when it opened. We got to go.
So cool.
And then we got to give away a whole entire trip to a family. And that was just so amazing.
No way.
And then you see, you know, they send you all the footage. They send you the clips and stuff. And they're like, you did this for our family. You made this happen. Like, and it's something we never would have been able to achieve by ourselves. Thank you. And it's, once again, it's rewarding. It's heartwarming. It makes you feel good because it's like, they got something out of it, and that's what's important.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That literally creates like lifetime memories, you know, for people. And like to me too, personally, like that is like you said, it's just so rewarding being able to create experiences for people.
Exactly.
You know, and I can kind of relate with the events. Kind of, it's like the same thing. Like
you bring joy.
Yeah, when people come and they have the time of their lives, it makes me so happy. You know, because it's just creating that for other people, which is awesome.
Exactly.
And especially nowadays with so many crazy things happening in the world, it's just like we need more of that.
Exactly.
We need more good humans who are just let's be humans together.
Yes, and let's uplift and bring people together. Yeah,
and
spread joy.
Absolutely. And then I also wanted to wrap back around to the Rockettes because so let me tell you. So I actually did tour like the Radio City. Got to stand on the stage and all the backstage.
See, I've never even gotten to go on the stage.
No way.
Never got to go on the stage.
Okay, so it was because of theater.
Okay.
So like the theater troupe went, and so like they got to do the whole tour.
That used to happen.
Yes. And so like I was able to see like backstage and like the whole like dance rooms and the history of everything, and like I just like, so ever since high school that's been embedded in me, like the history of the Rockettes and everything, and I've always thought it was so amazing and so impressive, and they always talked about how extensive and particular the audition process is.
It's brutal.
So I really want you to like really like tell your story, like talk your story about like your experience with auditioning for the Rockettes. And if people don't know who the Rockettes are, like just look it up.
Oh my gosh.
How would you summarize the Rockettes? Like,
I mean, you see them every single year.
The biggest
at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. They're amazing. They're known for the eye-high kicks, the precision. I mean, they're incredible. If you don't know the Rockettes, you're living under a rock. Sorry.
Literally. No pun intended.
No pun intended. Like, please. But yeah, so the Rockettes, every person I've ever talked to, you know, as a dancer, you go to so many auditions, like cruise line auditions. If you want to be a commercial dancer, maybe you're out in LA, you're doing those auditions. I've heard from every single person, the most brutal audition you can go to is the Rockettes, and it's serious. Like I believe it. Rockettes is probably one of the only auditions too that is all in person. They still there is no portion of Rockettes still that like is not in person. So everyone, thousands of girls show up to Radio City every single year on this designated date.
That's so awesome.
And they audition.
Yeah.
And so the audition that starts, it's always in April, the first part of the audition. It's a 3-day part audition. Basically, the first combo, and this is when majority of people get cut. Like, I swear, it starts...
is it like cutthroat? Like,
oh, it's cutthroat. So you go in the room 80 girls at a time.
Wow.
80 girls at a time. Wow. And there's over 1,000 girls who audition. The auditions go all day long. This year, they were on a Tuesday.
Wow.
And so I was the first audition group, but I was the second group that got to go. And you start in this one room and you literally are crammed and there's like poles everywhere and you can't see the stage and you learn this combo. There's no mirrors or anything.
What?
Then they shuffle you upstairs and then you go into like, you're climbing all these stairs, like making your way through Radio City. You have no idea where you're at. And then you end up in this other room and then now you have like mirrors, but you also like can't dance because, you know, there's 80 of them.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And it's a small room. And then from there you go into the big like rehearsal hall. And you walk in and there's a live band, like a live drummer. Then there's film crews everywhere. There's a big table in the middle. There's the 3 judges, which the head of the Rockettes is in there, the director, and then, you know, film crews and then Rockettes. And it's just so definitely...
It's a lot.
It's a lot. And I found out,
like, boom, you really want to be a Rocket?
Yeah, you want to be a Rocket? Here it is. And I found out later, I didn't even know this at the time, sorry to jump. No, apparently they were on Instagram Live.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't realize this. And so I was speaking to my cousin literally this week, and she's like, yeah, Teri, I saw you auditioning. And I was like, no way. And she's like, yeah, someone else was in the comments, like, go Teri. And I was like, I'm so glad I didn't know in the moment.
Because that would have psyched you out a little bit.
Oh, yeah. But even now, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's terrible. I hope I did good. But I felt so good this year, too. I'm not someone very confident in myself as a human, which I know sounds crazy because I'm in social media and I post a lot, but behind the scenes, it's different, and especially with my dancing, I've never been confident in my dancing. And so when
Which is insane, by the way. Like, you guys, like, like, you just need to, like, go check out some of her stuff, see this girl dance. Like, literally, like, you are a professional dancer. It's crazy, but
Thank you. But I'm just not. And so when I say, like, oh, I felt good, like, I felt so good. I was like, this year's my year. I just want to make it through the first round. And so also this kind of goes into... I have never made it through the first round of the Rockettes.
How many times have you auditioned?
This is my 3rd year, and I've never made it through the first round. I've gotten cut. There's 2 whole days after that. And so... Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. So, you know, failure. But it's not stopping me. I'm like, I come out of that room, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to train even harder because I felt... You know, this year, it hurt. Definitely in the moment, I was like, dang, like, I thought I was making it through this year. You know, I put myself front and center. I felt so good. I know I went out there and killed it, and I still got rejected. And it just made me be like, okay, next year's my year. I'm going to come back. I'm going to work harder because, the door did get slammed in my face, but who cares, right? And I'm not afraid to admit, too. I'm like, I got cut the first round. Okay, cool. Like, I'll be back next year because it's my dream. It's a passion, and I know I can do better. I'm going to prove it to myself, and... Yeah, I mean, it's brutal though, y'all. It's brutal.
And so how do they cut you? Like,
oh gosh, so so once you get after, you know, you make your way through the room where you learn the choreo, and then you go to the room with the mirrors, and you're only there for like a couple minutes, and then you go into the audition room. Oh yeah, it's very, and then there's a lot of like standing in a hallway where like the hallway is like literally this big.
So small,
Oh yeah, and like. You're just like, and you can't move, so all 80 of you are just crammed on the wall, just like waiting for your turn to go in the room. You go into the room, and then they shove you to the side. So like everyone's on this side, and there's 5 like X's on the floor. And basically you just like, they like squish you. It's not based on your number. Like there's, you know, 80 of you in the room based off of your number, but they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You guys go. Oh, and you literally just go there. You do the combination once. Oh, wow. And then they shuffle you that way, and then that's it. Then everyone eventually ends up over there. They tell you to grab your stuff. They deliberate for like a minute. They'll be like, okay, these numbers, you can stay. Of the 80, it's usually like 6 or 7. Wow. Oh, it's a very small number. They know what they're looking for. You know what I mean? They know. They're the Rockettes. And then they basically, you know, thank you, you're good. And you just leave, and that's it. And that's your audition.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So when I say it's brutal, it's like you don't even get feedback. Like,
I was going to say, like, so for you, like, what is the training process like for you when you are good, like, you know, the audition time is coming up? Like, how long beforehand are you starting to prep yourself? And then for you, like you said, you get no feedback. So how do you know, like, what you need to improve upon?
Yeah, so this year I barely trained. It was bad because I had no time. So we wear a very specific shoe. They're called the Ducas. Okay. They're very expensive, and they're heeled shoes. So you're in heels. And I put my Laducas on for the first time this whole year since basically the audition. A week before the audition was the first time I put my heels on this year. So you know, once again, too bad on me. I should have been training and prepping. I was super fortunate. I got to take a private with a Rockette in the city the day before the audition.
That's awesome.
Bailey Harding, she's amazing.
Yeah.
So it is cool. There are Rockettes, believe it or not, in St. Pete. Karen Ritchie, she's amazing. She's no longer on the line, but she was a Rockette. Yeah. Last year I took privates with her, and I'm going to start privates up again. Yeah. So there's Rockettes. You can do privates with them, and that's really the only way to learn the Rockette style.
Yeah.
Because
it's firsthand.
It's firsthand from the girls who are on the line. But Rockettes is ever evolving. Like this year, the combination was ballet and heels. I swear. What? I mean, it was straight ballet and heels. All of us were looking at each other. We were like, oh, okay.
Oh, no. Yeah.
It was wild.
Yeah.
So every year's different. Like the past 2 years, it was, high kicks and, very Rockette precision jazz. And not that this year's wasn't. It was still precision, but definitely showing off
different
more ballet.
Style, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's great to learn from Rockettes because you don't really get that anywhere.
Right.
So I know I'm going to get my heels on a lot earlier. Maybe never just take them off.
Yeah.
How about that this year?
Yeah.
So.
And your mindset about it is super dope too. And so that is something that a lot of people do struggle with, where they get rejected and they're like, okay. And it crushes them. So what are some tips or some advice you would give to somebody who is, getting those rejections for something like an audition, and what advice do you have for them to keep going and trying again and again?
Yeah, I think with anything in life, one door closes and another one opens. And I know that sounds so silly and it's so hard to see in the moment, but it's so hard to see. True. I auditioned for a team here in Tampa, and that door shut in my face, and I was so sad about it. And then even 2 weeks later, I ended up here.
Wow.
And so I just think it sucks in the moment, and feel those feelings too. So many people are like, tough face. Of course, in the moment, yes, tough face, but don't be afraid to feel those feelings. But then only let that ignite you, right? Take your day, eat your ice cream, get your cookie. I mean, I'm a cookie girl. Get your cookie. Eat those thoughts and feelings away, and then from there, I think, fuel your fire with that. It's not because you suck. It's not because you're not good enough. It's because they probably wanted a 5-foot, brown-haired, black-eyed, is that a thing? Black eyes? I don't know.
Dark brown.
Dark brown-eyed girl, and you're 5'7" with blonde hair.
It's just
you just don't fit the role. And, every set of people who you walk into an audition in front of is different, and they're looking for something different. And never let the outcome of an audition or anything be a reflection of you. And it's so hard. Trust me, I've been there. Growing up, I did so many auditions, and I think that's what helped me is I started auditioning for things when I was basically 8 years old.
That's crazy.
And I had so many no's. I mean, basically every audition was a no. You can't get a scholarship. You can't get this. And it just helped me, obviously, in my future, but it also fueled me. And I just think as long as you feel those feelings, you're allowed to be upset and sad. You worked so hard. You did. You worked so hard. You're allowed to be upset.
Right.
But you're allowed to be upset for a day or two, and then you need to turn that upset.
Do it again.
And you just gotta do it again and fuel your fire, because if it was your dream and it was, it is your dream, you're gonna find a way.
Yeah. You're not gonna allow one no or a couple rejections stop you from chasing your dream.
And it's okay if your dreams shift.
Yeah.
Maybe you find maybe you find something else that you love, and it doesn't mean you get rid of or give up that other thing. You can still work towards that and work towards something new. I just don't let rejection be an end all be all. It's not. It's just, okay, not your time, not your moment.
Yep. It's ever evolving. And that is also something that we talk about a lot. It's ever evolving of, like you said, your goals and your path. And so that's why on the bottom of our shirts it says trust the process.
Period.
Because the process always changes. It does. Literally always changes.
Day to day.
You have no idea what doors are about to open, the path you're about to go on. But I truly, we talk about it all the time with Alpha Mind, just being in alignment with who you are and yourself, and believing that you're talking to the right people and you're in the right place at the right time, and the right things are happening for you, and everything falls into place the way that it's meant to fall into place. Literally. So it's just this is so dope to hear your stories and your mindsets about everything, because mindset is a huge thing. It's a huge thing. What are some things that you do to kind of keep your mindset in a good space?
I think you are who you surround yourself with.
Oh, absolutely.
So I try my best to surround myself with people who want to win, who want to succeed. On the Joe Show themselves, there are not, I mean this, they are so passionate. We all want to win. We all want to be number one in Tampa Bay. We are so passionate about getting to the top, and we all work so hard to get there. And so I know I've surrounded myself at work with people who will do anything to get to the top. Then with dance, I surround myself with people who want to dance and want to keep challenging themselves and succeed. And just by joining the Tornadoes, that's proof of that, you know. I surround myself with the people who might not, be working towards the exact same goals as me, you know. No one else on the Tornadoes wants to be a Rockette, but they want to be Bucks cheerleaders. They want to be Falcons cheerleaders. You know, they want to be professional dancers outside of Tornadoes, and surrounding myself with them only pushes myself to work harder, to train harder, to make sure I'm keeping myself healthy, and it all works. So I think for me, the way to get further in life is just to make sure you're surrounding yourself with people who align with what you want for yourself, and then they might even push you more. I mean, some of my friends are like, "Hey, girl, get up, let's go for a run," and I'm like, "Really, I don't want to," and they're like, "No, let's go," and I'm like, "Okay." I'll go. So that's awesome. And then so what goals, what do you hope the future holds for you? What are some things you're working towards, your next steps? So hopefully getting a contract with the radio station. Fingers crossed that happens really soon. So I would love that. I want to, this is so silly, I suck at tracking. I suck at like solo shifts. I'm so scared of them, and I have my own solo shift, so I want to, like, by this time next year, be confident and be able to do a solo shift by myself, you know, in like 45 minutes instead of like 3 hours. That's a silly goal, but that's a radio goal. I'm serious. And then dance goal, I'm making it through that first round of Rockettes.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm making it through that first round of Rockettes. I don't care if anything else. I'm serious. I tell everyone that. I'm like, if all else fails in life, if I don't make it through that first round of Rockettes, I'll never forgive myself. So I'll be going back and doing the kick line until I am 80.
And then we're gonna clip this when you do make it through the first round.
And they'll be like, she did it.
She said she could. She did.
She did. Exactly. So even if I'm 80, I'm gonna be there doing my kicks. Doing my kicks, maybe with a broken hip.
No. So absolutely, that's so awesome. Definitely. Any last thoughts about anything? Any last questions or anything? What was your experience like being on Powerful Mind?
So amazing. Obviously, I've been looking forward to talking to you because I obviously follow your Instagram, see everything you do. So honestly, I'm so appreciative of you having me on, and what you're doing for the community, what you're doing for Northport. You know, just showing people that, you know, they can succeed, they can do amazing things, and
absolutely,
I think that's great. So
thank you. And were you? I'm sorry, really quick. Were you born and raised in? You weren't born.
I wasn't
in Northport,
born in Northport, but I moved there when I was 3. So it doesn't really count. So I was raised in Northport. I'm a Northport baby. My family's still there. So a big, you know, supporter of Northport.
And it's crazy, and like this, that's another reason, a huge reason why I wanted you on is because, like, our hometown is small.
It's so small.
Like, our hometown, like,
a lot of old people. No disrespect. Love you all, but
no, actually, seriously. And like, there is not a lot of people who come out of our hometown and follow their dreams. Like, it's just not a common thing that you see out of, like, you know, our hometown, unfortunately. But I want to change that, you know, and you're a great example of that. You change that. Like, you're not fitting, you know, like, you're continuing to go after your dreams and pursue your goals. And
thank you.
And it's just so important to show that it doesn't matter where you come from, that you can
do anything,
you know, chase your dreams and make your own reality happen. Right?
For sure.
So that's so dope. And that's like a huge reason why I was like, I really need to interview her. Like,
thank you.
And I put that on display. And so that like, you know, hopefully people from our hometown and like the younger people than us, because there's a lot of, you know, younger people who still watch your social media, still watch my social medias, you know, and kind of say like, look, we started at Northport High School, and, you know, we're still continuing to get better and better, and we're working together to create content and to push out good messages together too, and that's super important. Collaboration is like crazy important.
You never know. Once again, it's connections.
Yep, crazy important. So, and thank you so much for allowing us to be here. The dope office.
Welcome
for
to
sure. Super cool. Thank you for even saying yes. And go ahead and tell the people where to find you, your social medias, all that.
Yeah, you can find me at Teri Gerrish on all social medias. And then follow the Joe Show, Live with Joe Show on all social medias too, because we do a lot of amazing stuff. So
they
have to hype up the show.
Absolutely. And as always, guys, make sure you like, follow, subscribe, tap in, go check us out on Instagram at powerfulmind.official. Make sure you check